Hey guys, it's Fred. Have an update here on Sheriff Stines, former Sheriff Mickey Stines, the fellow we all seen on camera take out his bang bang and shoot the unarmed judge in his office. Whatever the reason may be, there's all kinds of speculation throughout the internet, throughout YouTube videos and newspapers. We all know that. Undisputed is the fact that the sheriff took out his duty weapon and de-lifed the sitting judge in that county. Not going to debate the reason why. Reason why will probably never truthfully be known. I don't expect this case to ever go to trial to where it will be acknowledged one way or the other as to the real reason this judge was murdered. Here's an update for now.
Tonight, prosecutors want to move the trial of a former Eastern Kentucky sheriff accused of killing a judge. Mickey Stines is charged with murder for the shooting death of Judge Kevin Mullins in his chambers last September. In a court filing, the Commonwealth argues that it would be impossible to have a fair trial in Letcher County, as both Stines and Mullins were elected officials. The petition asks the court to consider moving the trial to another county in order to ensure a fair proceeding. A hearing on the request has not yet been scheduled. Tonight, prosecutor.
That's WLKY, guys, news, and thanks for their footage we're using to pass this along. Once again, he's asked for a change of venue out of the Letcher County or Whitesburg area. And I would agree that would be a good, where both the judge and the sheriff both resided and both employed in that county. It would only be fair to take them to a different area to have this trial. Again, I don't think this case was ever, I think this is just formalities. I hope I have to eat my words. I hope we actually get to see a live trial and see the sheriff try to justify on the stand under oath, not that it would matter under oath if you'll murder somebody straight out in the open. I don't guess you would mind to not tell the truth, but we would like to hear this in an open courtroom as to what the sheriff says was the reason. Once again, I don't think this case will ever go to trial. I think it will never be told as the reason why. I don't think the reason why is going to justify the means, is going to justify the outcome. I don't think there's no way that he's going to be able to justify to 12 people on a jury as to why he just de-lifed an unarmed man and in 3 different locations. You gotta, don't forget, I'm not gonna play the video, but this man bang-banged this judge in 3 different areas around and under his desk. The last time, after he got ready to leave, he opened the bit back down and done it again just to make sure that he was definitely de-lifed. Whatever this judge was supposed to say or going to say or anything like that was removed that day in his chambers. It was, some people get mad at me. Some people says, oh, you don't know. Guys, this was cold-blooded unlifing. Cold-blooded. It don't get any more cold-blooded than a man take out his weapon and do that to an unarmed man standing there. It just, I don't know what he done, alleged to have done, or anything else. And again, I will say it out loud. How do you justify the means if you're a murderer? Whatever the judge did, was it worse than what the sheriff did to him? We saw on camera a cold-blooded unlifing. Are you people telling me that what the judge did was worse than what the sheriff did? I'm not here to take up for either one of them. I don't have a dog in the fight, but or was he there simply to cover up and keep the judge from telling something that he knew on somebody else? See, we don't know that. I don't think we'll ever know it. I hope we do, and I've vented long enough. This video was supposed to be about the change of venue request that has been submitted. I hope they do recognize and approve the change of venue where there can be a fair trial for both the sheriff and what happened to the judge. We got to think about the victims' rights. Now, I know other people says, oh, there's other victims out there, and they very well could be. We can't forget about them neither. And the best way to do that, to justify what those victims went through, alleged victims, is to let this go to trial by a jury from out of that county, out of that jurisdiction, an unbiased jury, and hear what the sheriff has to say and all the evidence that may come into play, including the witnesses that have alleged that they were abused. That's fine if it has any bearing on what the sheriff did. Again, this sheriff worked for that judge for 10 years. How can you work for somebody for 10 years and you don't know that what they're up to? If there's one victim out there from those 10 years that the sheriff worked for that judge, if there's one alleged victim and they say, hey, the sheriff knew about it, then what right did that give the sheriff to de-life? Don't give nobody the right to de-life somebody unarmed. But I don't even think that would have a play in it. But I have a feeling, in my opinion, my personal opinion, that the sheriff knew what was going on in that little small community if the judge was up to no good. Just my opinion. Again, I hope it goes to trial. Hope we find out what happened. Don't believe we will. I think they'll plead it out. And but other than that, catch you on the next update. Thanks, guys.